had so much baggage. I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want to be alone to deal with it. So I would go out and just drink for a month. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I'm back and I want to continue doing my story times, but I want to start with the first one. Today's kind of story time. I want to address it to myself. So this is a letter from 25-year-old me to 22-year-old me or 23-year-old me. Okay. So a lot has changed. A lot has changed, and I noticed how much, I don't know, I noticed how much I was so vulnerable, very naive when I first made like a proper video. I think that was my birth story life update. Okay, so this is 2 years later, almost 3 actually, because Maka's turning 3 in a couple of months. I think in 3 months she's gonna be 3. So it's time I made this video. I'm turning 26 in a month, and it's time I made this video. And I've been battling with the question of why do I want to make these videos? Why do I want to talk on a camera to myself and post it on the internet? Other people find it weird. Other people find it very self-absorbed, very unnecessary. But I realize that I love being on YouTube. In fact, I watch more YouTube than I do TV. And I think for me to be on a TV is a waste of time because it's very scripted. It's very scripted, and sometimes I see through the shows that are there. I hate reality shows. It's so scripted. But you know what? YouTube, as scripted as some of it is, this is people sharing their lives, like real people sharing their lives who are being vulnerable. And yeah, some people fake it, but some people it's genuine and they're really telling their stories and they're really expressing themselves. And I would like that, actually. I like that. I'm a very talkative person, but I tend to be introverted. I don't talk to everyone. But I talk. I like to talk. I like to share my experiences. I like to see a lot of things and share them with people. And one thing that is a weakness of mine, I think is a weakness, but I'd like to make it a strength. I overshare. And for me, it's a form of therapy, because when I share, I kind of unload my mind, because I hate being quiet. When I'm quiet, I think, and I think, and I think, and the thoughts kind of pile on top of each other. And when they pile, they seem bigger than they are. And I've just only realized that now. Like, I have this, I exaggerate. I've got 2 modes. I've got chilled, and then I've got losing my mind. I don't have a middle. I don't have a middle ground. So if I'm very chilled or I am losing my mind. And I realized that the more I share, the more I can get that kind of middle ground where I'm like, okay, actually, when I say this out loud, it's not that bad. But if it's in my mind, it's like, oh my gosh, the world is over. I am over. I cannot recover, kind of thing. But when I say it out loud to someone and I see their reaction, I realize it's not that bad. I'll be fine tomorrow, kind of thing. Maybe I might not be fine tomorrow, but I'll be fine in a couple of weeks. It's not the end of the world. So that is a reason why I think that oversharing sometimes is therapy. Just depends who you overshare with. Which is stupid of me to say since I'm oversharing the internet. But another reason that hit me really hard when I was thinking about why I want to start recording story times and just I would kill, honestly, I would kill for a video of my mom talking to me, or talking to the internet, or talking to someone, and just telling me, like, just sharing what she's thinking about, or what she was thinking about. I would have loved if my mother was a YouTuber and go back to when she was 25, turning 26 and hear what she had to say, you know? So in a way, I'm like making a bank, or like a little well of wisdom for my little one, where she can just come back and hopefully with pride, watch my videos and be like, oh, so I'm not crazy. Mom used to think like that when she was 26 too, you know? So, yeah, enough of my rambling. Let's get into the whole thing. Okay, so life update. Martha's turning 3, I'm turning 26. Graduated from uni, GPA. Life after uni. Okay, so last year was a very transformative time of my life. A lot of things changed. And it's crazy for me to say that because 2 years ago, 3 years ago, a lot of things changed. And it seems like for me, the past 4-5 years of my life have kind of been unstable. Things have been changing, have been drastically changing. And all those changes have kind of come to a point where I am now who I am. And to a point, I'm not going to give details. To a point, I feel sometimes I'm like, why did I have to go through that? Why did I have to go through certain things? But then when I look at the person I am now, I kind of understand why. You know, they say sometimes God puts you through the ringer so that you learn certain things. And sometimes I'll be like, oh, why didn't he choose an easier route for me to learn? And to be truthful, I'm a stubborn person. I need to really suffer for me to learn. And I guess God knows that. Of course God knows that. He created me. He knows Kim has to go through the ringer to understand that don't play there. She needs to get burnt first. And also I realized that I'm stronger than I thought I was. Like when I look back, the things that I did, the things I didn't do, I am stronger than I thought I was. Because if you had told me, Kim, you're gonna go through that, I'm like, I would have died of a heart attack, complete just knockout. But I survived. I pulled through. I manned up. I doubted my way through it. Like I held my own. And that's crazy to me. I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but sometimes I have imposter syndrome. I kind of look at a situation and be like, not me. I could never do that. I could never handle that. Certainly not me. And everyone else around me is looking at me like, you do fine actually. And I'm like, no, I'm not qualified for this sort of pressure. But then when I sit down and actually start doing it, I realize, okay, yeah, maybe, but it's really funny. I don't know if anyone else goes through that. But I go through so much imposter syndrome. For example, sometimes I look at my child and be like, did that. Wow. Inga. And it's sad to think that I would think I'm not capable of that. But yeah, I guess I am. And so what I've learned from last year I basically had a mental breakdown. Basically lost my shit. Completely lost my shit. And I made a lot of changes. A lot of changes. So last year I left my husband because the arrangement wasn't working for me. Essentially, I'd lost who I am. I'd lost my purpose in life. I'd lost who I was. I was a skeleton of who I know I am. And I wasn't feeling too great. My mental health was at an all-time low, the lowest it has ever been. And I couldn't even blame postnatal depression for it. I was not coping. So I made the decision and I left my husband. And if he would admit it or not, that was the best decision for me, I feel. And as someone who doesn't usually make best decisions for myself, it really rocked my boat. It really rocked my boat for me to say, this is not working, Kim. You can't fix this, Kim. It's time to leave. And I left. And I left knowing I had like $150 to my name and I'm going back to my parents. And I went back to my parents and they accepted me with open arms. They made the transition easy. They supported my decision. They didn't really ask for too much of an explanation. They were just like, okay, Kim, it's not working. It's fine, come back. So I went back home, and then my mental health took another dip. Wow, my mental health was here, and then it just... And why? Because I was trying to figure out, who am I now? Because now I was thinking, it took me a long time to decide to leave. Because one, I didn't want to be a single mother. I was raised with both parents, so I was like, how do I do that? How do I be a single mother? How do I let my child go through being raised by a single mother? How do I do that? Secondly, I had no job. I had been freelancing for the past 2 years. I'd been freelancing for 2 years. And yes, it was successful in the fact that I was freelancing and actually paying my own fees. I think that's another reason why my mental health was down, because I was just working like a dog. I was working. Wow. I was trying to work, freelancing, looking for jobs, looking for clients, trying to finish my degree. And by the time I finished my degree, I was like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And yeah. So I did have a few clients, but I was like, can I keep this up? Can I keep this up to the point where I don't want to be at home for too long. I don't want to be a burden to my parents, because that's me and my daughter coming in. to live. And I didn't have a job. And it didn't take 2 weeks. I got a job. And I was just sitting there thinking, wow, this is a second chance. This is literally a second chance. God is saying, pick yourself up, let's go. And at that point, I really didn't think I deserved it. I didn't think I deserved to pick yourself up, let's go. Because towards that point, I think I stopped drinking. I wasn't a drinker. I wasn't a big drinker. No, I wasn't. So when I did get pregnant, it didn't bother me to not drink. I didn't touch a single drop of alcohol the whole time I was pregnant. I dropped caffeine. I dropped a lot of things. And obviously while I was breastfeeding, it's not like I was drinking much. I didn't really have the need to drink. But after that, I had so much baggage. I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want to be alone to deal with it. So I would go out and just drink for a month. I would drink just to kind of let go. And I understand, for the first time I understood those people's story. So fast forward to my new job. So I got the opportunity. I got this opportunity to come back to my old high school and teach my favorite subject ever. And so that was new for me. It was really new, but it was exciting. And now I was sitting in my house, sitting in the flat that I was given, and I realized it's just you and Maka now. It's you and Makanaka, and no one else to please. And that felt good. That felt really good. Now, I'm a people pleaser. Wow, I am such a people pleaser. I'm a people pleaser who does not like to be alone. I don't like to be alone. I will admit this. Ever since I started dating in Form 2 till I got married, I'd never been single for more than 2 months. Let that sink in. From the time I was 14 to the time I was 24, 10 years, I've never been single for more than 2 months. No, I'm not saying that I have multiple boyfriends, lots of boyfriends. No, I was always in a long-term relationship. I was always in a long-term relationship. My first ever, why am I not counting the one in Form 1? The one in Form 1 lasted 4 months. 4 months or so. And I went straight into another one. I was back to back. I had moved on. I didn't have heartbreaks. I was gone. Break up with me and I'm into the next one. And that is sad, really. That is really sad. Because I'm thinking to myself, so you couldn't be alone? What's wrong with you? You couldn't be alone for 2 minutes? And I know it's being harsh on myself, but it's a genuine question. So literally, situations where I am breaking up with a nigga, and the next day I am telling a nigga, let's do this. Let's get this relationship on. Literally. And I remember the longest relationship I've had, besides my marriage, obviously, was 4 years. I was in a relationship for 4 years in high school. Mind you, high school is only 6 years. I was in a 4-year relationship in high school. Tell me why. Tell me why. So, being single was a new thing to me because I won't lie to you, I was, how can I say this? I was new to the dating game. I was new to the streets. The streets are scary. If I say were, it's a lie. The streets are scary. They're actively scaring me because the things I am running into have just made me kind of retire. Because I'm like, you have just gotten your mental health back. We're not going back there right now. And you know what's crazy? Do you know what's crazy? The minute I started focusing on me, my health came back to 100%. I gained weight, my skin glowing, everything's just great. And I realized I've been robbing myself. I've been robbing myself of a lot of good things. So now looking at the things that I've learned this year, I've learned that the only way to be a perfect mother, well, first of all, the only way to be a perfect mother is to follow your instincts. Do what's best, what you think is best for your child. Don't listen to what everyone else thinks is best. If it feels right to you, then it's right. Why I'm saying this is people have so many opinions, especially for single mothers. They have so many opinions. They have this you shouldn't do this for your child or else they will do this. Oh, you should have another child because your child and you should grow up spoiled. No, wait, hold on. Why should I get pregnant and rob my child of... Basically, I'm having a child to punish my child for being a 2-year-old, for going through the things that she's supposed to be. Like right now I'm going through, we're at the terrible 2 stage, and if you wanted a reason not to have kids, think of the terrible 2s. Terrible 2s are indeed terrible. So I'm at the terrible 2 stage, and people's advice is have another one. It's like me saying, oh, I cut off my hand, it hurts. And someone saying, oh, cut off the other one. The pain from the other one will dull out the original pain from your first. No, I'm not having a child. Because that, and with who? With who? Wait, with who? With who am I having the child with? I'm a single mom. Who am I having the child with? Are you volunteering your partner? Violence. Anyway, I'm just saying, like stupid things like, oh, you should do this or you should do that. I feel like the way I'm raising my child is great actually. And I'm not taking people's advice from now. Thank you very much. We have a system that we're working on, and it is working so far. And that system is a system of understanding and forgiveness. I understand when she is throwing a tantrum. Usually I look at my surroundings, at our surroundings. Why is she throwing a tantrum? Maybe it's too hot. Give her a bath. She's gonna fight me that she doesn't want the bath. But I'm giving her the bath because after she's had the bath, she'll feel great. She's okay. Or maybe I am spending too much time on my phone. Switch off my phone, spend some time with her. She's high maintenance right now. But then, if I don't give her the attention she needs now, I'm not going to be doing a good thing for her in the long run. So it's stuff like that I am implementing into my raising of my child. Another thing I've learned is sometimes you need to put yourself first. When I say sometimes, this is what I mean sometimes, because when I say put yourself first, it's like I'm not gonna make a decision that's good for me in the detriment of my child, but I'm gonna give myself a day off. You understand? Like there will be a day where I'll be like, adios amigos, I'm not going to work, but I'm not staying here. One day. Give myself that one day so that I can feel like me, so I don't feel like Muliwa at work, and I don't feel like Muliwa the mother. I feel like Muliwa me for one day, and that one day refreshes me. I come back better, because here's the thing, I need to fill my cup to fill her cup. If my cup is empty, her cup is empty. Makes sense, right? Another thing I've learned is spend money on yourself, Shem. Spend some money on yourself. I have a very toxic relationship with money. It's never enough. I never want to spend it. It's there, and I want it to be there. Like I get upset when I've got $100 and I use $1, and it's now $99, and I'm like, why can't it stay at 100? I still want that thing that I bought for $1, but why can't it retain its value? Very childish of me, but I don't know where I get it from. But I've learned to be like, Kim, we're taking this money and we are investing it in ourselves. So what does that mean? That means that I'm buying cute earrings. I am getting my hair cut more often in styles that I like. I am going out and eating out. I am going to events I've always wanted. I'm buying things that people would say are luxuries. They're not luxuries. They're things that I actually want. And it goes back to something that I always remember. The last few months of my mom's life, like the last few months of me interacting with my mom, she had these shoes she wanted. There's this lady who was selling these shoes at Kwame Mall, and my mom would just literally go onto the Facebook page and salivate over the shoes, and I'm like, you can afford them, why aren't you buying them? And she's like, oh no, they're luxuries, like I have shoes, like why should I buy these shoes? I'm like, because you want them. And we would have that back and forth. I'm like, you want them, right? Yes, I want them, so buy them. No, but it's a waste of money. I'm like, are you not gonna wear them? Yeah, I'm gonna wear them. I'm like, so buy them. So it was always that back and forth, like, no, I shouldn't buy them because it's a waste of money. But I'm like, buy them, it's not a waste of money. They're shoes, you're gonna walk in them, you're gonna, And funny enough, now I have that back and forth in myself. It's like, I really want that. And I ask myself, why do you want that? And then I realized that I shouldn't justify the functionality of something I want. Do you know why? Because it will forever haunt me on my mom's funeral. Watching those shoes that she did eventually buy them. 3 pairs. Look so brand new. being given off. Obviously to relatives, my beloved relatives. And you know, my aunts were like, don't you want to take them? I'm like, size 4, that was a size 6, size 4, I cannot take them. And it was kind of like, I wish she had bought them sooner. She would have worn them more, you know? Kind of. I know it's silly to say that, but it's like those small things. It's like, if she had bought them in, not even in January, if she had bought them the year before when she first started wanting them, she would have worn them more, you know? So whenever I see something I want, I ask myself first of all, can I afford it? If I can, why not? Do I have food in my house? Yes, I do. Does my child have diapers? Yes, she does. Does she have the toys that she wants? Yeah, she does. Are all my bills paid? Pretty much. Can I still afford them? Yes, I can. So I'm gonna buy them. Do you know why? Because usually when you keep money, something comes up. Something comes up, and I would be happier to use it on me for frivolous things. And I know it's right now I'm beating myself, like I feel like I sound so privileged, and no. And I remember there was a time when I found a $5 perfume very expensive, and I was like, $5 perfume. Why? Because I couldn't afford it. And I think back to that point in my life and how miserable I was, and how downtrodden I was, and how I was just not myself. And now I am at a point where there's a time when I felt like the world was closed up on me. Like I was in a little box, and that's where I was going to stay for the rest of my life. Now I wake up and be like, oh, I can do anything I want. Today I could just choose, I don't have a car yet, but like I can just choose to just go into town. Why? Because I just want to go into town. I want a pizza. I'm gonna go and order a pizza, kind of thing. Like, you know, that sort of freedom. People don't understand that freedom until it's taken away from you. People do not understand that freedom until it's literally taken away from you. And then once it's taken away from you and it comes back, you feel like, wow, life can be like that sometimes. And yeah, life can be like that sometimes. And if you have the opportunity to enjoy life, enjoy it. Okay, I feel like I'm getting off topic. Okay, so we spoke about money. Yes, another thing I learned about in this year is being kinder to myself, being more forgiving to myself, and embracing myself. So I'm gonna be transparent with you right now, as I'm talking right now. I weighed myself, and I am weighing 74 kgs, right? I went from 50 something kgs to 74. I was 53 kgs to 74. That's like 20 something kgs in less than a year. And to other people, they'll be like, oh, what? For me, can I tell you, I've never been more in love with my body as I am right now. And this is coming from, I used to run, I used to do a lot of fitness, I used to karate at one stage. But I never really liked my body. And the reason why I never really liked my body is because the boys I was dating, or the men I was dating, had opinions. Everyone always has opinions. And don't really blame them. I feel like men are raised in a society where they think their opinion needs to be said. We don't give a shit about your opinion. Thank you very much. But I used to give a shit about opinions. So I would have boyfriends would say, "Oh, you're getting too muscular. Oh, your stomach is bulging. Oh, this is that." So I would bounce and try to look for a balance of, not too muscular, but like sensual. But I never really liked my body. I always looked at my body with always looking for a flaw. And one thing that I was very secure about were my legs, because I've got that body. I'm more heavy set in my legs than I am upwards, and no matter how skinny I am, it's gonna stay like that. And Eagosville, they used to call me Tsapurai. Like, that was sad. Whoever came up with that, you and I are going to meet in hell. Thank you very much. No, actually, I'm going to heaven. Yeah, going to heaven. See you. But I would actually be like, I wish I could lose like that piece of flesh. Now, at the biggest I've ever been, I weigh heavier than I was when I was pregnant. When I was pregnant, I think I got to 60 something. I got to 68 kgs. Now I'm 74. And when I look at myself, like even looking at myself in the mirror right now, I feel more of a presence. I make more of a presence. And that's something I always felt tiny, and I hated that feeling of feeling tiny. And people be like, Kakim, or Kamuliwa. I hate that ka at the beginning. It makes you feel smaller, makes you feel less significant. And my battery's about to die, so we need to wrap this up. So now I'm bigger, and I feel good, and I feel really good. And I look more like my mom, actually. And you know what's crazy? I told myself once I got bigger, I had to change my whole wardrobe, and I mean the whole thing. I mean bras, underwears, everything. And I remember how my mom spent such a long time of her life trying to lose her weight. And I'm thinking to myself, you've had 4 kids. You've had 4 kids. You are allowed to be that big. And she wasn't even big. It's like, Mom, you're not obese. You can't return to your 19-year-old body. Like, let's leave that alone. You are who you are now. And I feel like I went through that. I feel like as women, we need to embrace the different stages of our lives. There is obviously the teenager you, different body, different mentality, different goals. Then there's a young adult you. Again, sometimes you keep the same body as your teenage, but you've got different mentality and different goals. And then after you have had an experience like being a mother, or other people don't want to be mothers, or other people are not yet mothers, but who they are after 25 is not who they were when they're 22. They've got different goals, they've got different mentalities, they're just different. And we need to embrace that as human beings. You can't be the same. And these standards that we have set upon us, like I've been going to the gym actually, but it's not to lose weight as such. I just feel really, I feel old and frumpy, and my knees have been clicking, and they're not supposed to click at 25. And so I've been going to the gym, and someone made this comment like, why are you going to the gym? Your body is great as it is. Like, I really hate it when women are muscular. Who asked you? Who asked you? You have your preferences. Go for your preferences. I ain't your preference. I wasn't checking for you. So, yeah, like, what you feel comfortable with is what you feel comfortable with. If you feel like you want to lose weight, go for it, hun. Go for it. But if you feel like you're losing weight or you're killing yourself over nothing, you're really good with your body, you like your body, it's just people's stupid comments, then don't do it. Because you know what? When you get skinny, they're also going to tell you how skinny you are and how sick you are, look, and how this and how that and how that and how that. They'll come up with something. People always have something to say. And then when you spend a long time not being able to lose the weight, they're also going to laugh at you and be like, look at her, she's been running for the past 3 years, but I've not seen any change. People are like that. You do you. You do you. So that's the end of my video. I've ranted enough. Maybe I will go a little in depth with some things. I wanted to make a story time about, my relationship status, but for respect of the people who are involved, I don't think I'm going to do that. Well, not yet. I really feel like my story needs a platform to be told, and but it's not yet time. This is not the time yet. Maybe in a couple of years that'll be great, but for now, just know that I am good. Life is good. Life is fantastic, and we will keep going on. So if you enjoyed this video, please click the please subscribe. First of all, please subscribe. Let's get me to 100. I've been sitting on 90 something for a minute now. Let's get me to 100, please. It's been 4 years on YouTube. It's been 4 years. Please, do I have to beg? Please click the notification button, like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Anyway, this has been great, and I promise for the 100th time, I will be consistent. I bought a new camera. I will be consistent. Anyway, have a nice day, and leave anything in the comment section. I've noticed my comment section is always filled with lovely messages, so that's great and I love it. So yeah, I don't know how to end this video. I'm just gonna say bye.